Senator Durbin, let me just start to get your reaction to Mitt Romney earlier today on this broadcast when he suggested that the United States should have been warning Putin much earlier than we did, that there would be consequences if he moved into Crimea, and suggested that might have had some impact on what Putin did. Do you agree with that?
Well, Governor Romney had two positions, as I understood him. First, if we'd have shown military force somewhere in the world, it might have discouraged Putin. I disagree, and so does history. In the midst of the Vietnam War, when the United States was deeply involved in that war, Brezhnev invaded Czechoslovakia. In the midst of our wars in Iraq and Afghanistan, Putin invaded the Republic of Georgia. Let's call it for what it is. Here is Vladimir Putin with a failing Soviet franchise, and when he can't win the hearts and minds of his neighboring nations, he uses energy extortion, mass gunmen, and barbed wire. Now, he is a bully, and we've got to call him for what he is. But this notion that some sanction is going to stop a former colonel in the HEB from his ambitions of a Russian empire is naive.
Well, should we have recognized that early on, though?
Well, the fact of the matter is unilateral sanctions by the United States are good, but not sufficient. What the president has done is first try to negotiate, try to stop the intrigue and the referendum in Crimea. It didn't work, but the good effort was made by Secretary Kerry, by the president, by Angela Merkel, and others. Now the president has announced some sanctions from the United States, and he's headed over to meet with our allies. When we have an effort made at sanctions involving many other nations, it has a potential of greater impact on Russia and discouraging Putin.
One more question about Governor Romney. He says he can't think of a single country in the world where the United States today is held in as high esteem as it was before President Obama became president. What's your response?
Well, he's certainly suffering. Governor Romney's suffering from political amnesia. Does he remember the reaction of the rest of the world to our invasion of Iraq? The fact is that many of our stalwart allies of the past thought it was a terrible decision. What President Obama has done is restore a working relationship. Osama bin Laden is gone. The war in Iraq is over. Afghanistan is coming to a close, and this president has worked with many of these nations successfully to put pressure on Iran with sanctions, bringing them to the negotiating table. I'm afraid Governor Romney's forgotten those facts.
Well, let's talk a little bit about sanctions. The president's imposed some sanctions. Do you think they've had any impact at this point?
Well, they certainly rocked the stock market in Russia for a few days and weeks, and they might continue to. If Vladimir Putin is conscious and aware of his standing in the world economy, he has to understand that this aggression in Crimea is not helping the reputation of Russia as a modern nation where you can do business. He's back to the old Soviet ways, and a lot of folks are going to hold back and pull back as a result of it. I think he may have second thoughts.